everyone on the panel, to all the panelists, the question I'm asking right here is, why is it that neighboring states are unable to benefit from the housing demand surge in Lagos?
I think they're benefiting,
Okay.
heavily. The Lagos mainland workforce live outside from Opik to Magboro, all the way to Mowe. People are coming all the way from Redeem Camp to work in Lagos. So Ogun State has benefited heavily from the real estate market in Lagos.
People have moved to Ogun State to live in Ogun State, as Ogun State, as a government itself, deliberately taking advantage of the surge in Lagos State, because everybody still wants to find a way to live in Lagos State. The housing units are gradually springing up in Ogun State, but what we have seen is that people are preceding planning, and that's a future problem. How can neighboring states do more to take up that pressure that is building up and ever building up in a place like Lagos State?
Usually, infrastructure precedes development. That's what you have in developed countries. Now, I think where the government, or where we've not done so much as would have been done, is basically the issue of infrastructure and the being deliberate on the part of the government now. If Lagos is 90, 100%, and say Ogun State should be close to 70, 80% in terms of maximizing the opportunities from Lagos. But I stand to be corrected, but I don't think that's the way. So what do we need to do? There are places in some advanced country, you stay as much as you live in Ibadan and work in Lagos. You pop in your train, and in 30 minutes, without stress, it's there. These are things that we see. It's not story. So it's doable. Even in transport, you can put on your Google when you want to leave your house. Say, for example, in Canada, you want to leave your house, you can say, okay, I'm going to Chain Lake and I want to be there by 9. It tells you, leave the house in 3-4 minutes. You'll be there those things are there.
I see that government doesn't necessarily have to be the one spending the money. Yes. There's a lot of eagerness by the private sector to develop infrastructure in certain places. Of course, it's happening already. So if government comes in with what the people cannot do, something as certainty of title. Say, if you are owning property here, you bring the real estate companies together and say, okay, you take this place, we'll give you instant C of O. And the condition to that is that you're going to do this development over this period of time, and we are going to give you the necessary backing you need. So if something like that is in place, I believe that the housing issue that we have can be resolved in a faster way, because of the truth, the funds that government has to spend on housing is very, very limited. And it's still the private sector that can drive that conversation.
One thing I have realized, and which is a major problem, is the issue that the will is not there. Strategic funding. Don't forget that it's not your money. And you're doing it not because you want somebody to be happy, but you're doing it because you want returns. Quickly, you talked about the CFO. There's an African country, you go there, you want to do investment. In 7 days, you get your CFO. But the Land Use Act had been there for over 40 years. Now, how many times have we repealed the electoral law in Nigeria? So many times. Every now election wants to come, you want to repeal it. But not once have we been able to repeal that land use law. And it's still a problem.
I'd like to ask, in real estate, what's that piece of advice you have for someone who is young, enterprising, and modest salary, modest earning? They want to invest in real estate. They want to be wealthy through real estate. How would you advise them to go for it?
Sell. Can you sell? Anybody who wants to go into real estate business big time, start selling someone else's product. See how much you can sell. It is when you start selling someone else's product that you know the market you actually have access to. When you know the market you have access to, then you can now tailor whatever product or service you want to sell, doing it from your own business.
The approach I'll take, if you're earning small money, your first investment is to learn how to increase what you're earning. Get the skill. Now you can, from your phone, do a Udemy course, get certified, pick someone in your field. If you are into real estate, find a real estate person that is already making the kind of money you want to make and follow whatever they are doing. Then you will start earning a little bit more. And then you have a little more to play around with in the space of investment. You need to make enough money that when you lose some money, you survive. And that is how you start stepping up from the place where you have little into multiple. But you cannot take away the place of learning. You have to invest in self-development.